You might remember over Christmas we actually mentioned 4x4 Dirt Track in one of our sales videos. Well, that same developer, as well as a couple of others, have a massive sale on at the moment. Now, to access this sale, you will need to own one of the games that's on screen at the moment, but there's a number in here that we've never spoken about before, which is always nice, let's be honest.
Yeah, there are a number of games on sale, as Mark said, and some new releases coming from a variety of developers, and there is a way of getting these games for even cheaper than the sale price, and we'll go over that in a minute, just to let you know exactly what's coming to the Switch.
Yeah, thanks to QUBIC. This is sponsored by them and it's called the Boom Deal Sale, but yeah, it's nice to have quite a few different games to talk about. So what are they? Well, let's find out. First up then, we're going to cover quickly 3 new releases, and then we're going to go into the games that I've just spoken about. First new release is The Nom, which launches at 99 cents in the US regions. It says in the blurb that your quest is to find and defeat Dr. Vile to regain your human form. Explore a world filled with danger and mystery as you fight your way through each level, using your wits and strength to overcome the challenges.
Yeah, you'll be needing to avoid enemy detection, and when needed, morph into objects to prevent that detection, and you can also use attacks such as throwing, exploding or smashing into your enemy in order to defeat them.
That one is single player only, it fits into 270 megabytes and it launches today. Next new release then is called Darts Club. Now, as the title suggests, it's based on the very popular over here in the UK, popular pastime about darts. Now, if you want to be part of a darts club, then I guess this might be the game for you, but I've got to be honest, I know absolutely nothing about the sport other than you need to be very good at drinking beer and throwing darts.
Well, I think maths comes into it as well, to be fair.
Does it?
Yeah, you got to add your scores up on the fly.
Yeah, I guess you have 180.
All that, yeah, and that Luke Littler got to the final of the the World Championships, didn't he? 16.
Really?
Yeah, incredible. Fair play to him.
Wow.
Got a big future ahead of him.
All right, then, well, I'll take it all back. It's obviously a much deeper sport than I anticipated. I apologise profusely. Don't cancel me. The prices are all on the screen, as well as the release date.
The other new release then is Frozen Honey ASMR. Now, I'll be honest, when I read that title, I couldn't even comprehend what the game would be about. I'm assuming, having read the blurb, that Frozen Honey is some sort of drink like bubble tea these days, you know?
Right, okay.
A nice fancy drink that you can have, because you need to create it, or I think it's more of a dessert, actually. So yeah, you'll be creating a number of these different frozen honey jelly desserts, there you go, from your truck, performing tasks in order to meet the customer's needs, and you'll be serving unique VIP characters as you go along. So it has that feel of something like like a Diner Dash or something like that, where you're just having to gain customer satisfaction.
Okay, well, I'm going to take your word for that, Glenn, because I thought it was honey that had been frozen.
Yeah, there's a bit more to it than that, but yeah, £4.49, releases today, as with the others. Prices are on the screen, and we'll now go over exactly how you can save yourself a bit more money on these games and on the pre-existing games that we'll go through in a moment.
Okay, to access these discounts then, you have to own one of the following titles that you can see on the screen now, but there are notable mentions like Mana Spark, great game, Robonauts, and a couple of others, including Colouring Book, which is completely free.
That's right. Once you've done that then, we're going to go through some games now that are on sale, and there will be a regular sale price, or of course, the further reduced price for owning one of those games we just mentioned.
First up then, we've got Monster Truck Arena. As you can see, it's on a nice chunky discount. As the title suggests, you control various different monster trucks, competing in events, trying to get the highest scores. It has a nice 3D art style, and this is one that I picked up from a kid over Christmas, and to be fair, he had a blast with it. There are 10 different vehicles here, 50 different driving missions, the arena mode that I mentioned, and also the show mode, where you're basically like carrying out a show. You know, people go and watch monster trucks. And,
yeah, like Monster Jam, that sort of thing.
Nice. Next to that one, we've got Raft Life, which is a single-player adventure simulation game. Now, you probably don't know this, Glenn, but there's a very popular raft, basically this game on Steam. So it looks like it's based on that, and that is really quite enjoyable. Now, this is from a different perspective. It looks like it's from a top-down perspective. You gradually build up your raft, do things like fishing, cooking up fish, which is unsurprising.
Yeah.
If he had a steak there, I'd be confused. And yeah, just gradually expanding that raft and getting larger and trying to survive. As I said before, prices are all on the screen now, and it's just 255 megs.
We also have Build a Bridge. which is one of those physics-based games where you need to obviously create a structure and then drive along it and hope that it holds your weight.
Yeah, I really do enjoy these, I have to say. I love them. I think they're great. You can obviously see the stresses in your design, and you're trying to get that. Is it the triangles that are the strongest part of it? Yeah. You're trying to recreate that. There are 80 different levels here of different difficulties, and for that price, that is a nice little loading game pickup. And yeah, it does say in the blurb that it follows a realistic physics model.
Yeah, I like these. I watch Lego Masters.
Oh yeah.
If you've ever seen that, and generally each season one of the challenges is a bridge creating challenge, obviously making Lego and seeing how strong it is. So it's always nice to see like a digital version or something like that.
Yeah, Lego is insanely strong.
For sure, yeah.
If
you build it right.
If you build it right. Then we've got Cooking Festival. This is very much the Diner Dash style game that we spoke about before, Cooking Mama, all that kind of thing. It's based in a number of different locations around the globe, places like San Francisco and Naples. Yeah, and you'll be meeting a variety of different customers' dietary needs, like, from what I can see here, kebabs. That's my dietary need.
You need more kebabs.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. It's a different sort of style to the game we mentioned earlier, which was more in the kind of first person of creating the foods, whereas this is more kind of looking on as it is created. But yeah, these games are always fun. You know, they definitely kill some time, and you can get quite addicted to just going back for a few more runs. You know.
Now, I know absolutely nothing about baseball, but I'm sure a lot of our audience do, because there's a lot of Americans out there. Then you've got Baseball Club, which essentially has you creating a pitcher, I'm going to say, or at least, I don't know. I don't even know what they're called. This is like when you ask someone about golf and they're like, a golf bat.
A golf bat.
Yeah, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, you basically switch between the pitcher and the batter by the looks of it, customising your character, unlocking new equipment as you go along. It does say you can set your diet, not quite sure what that entails. No kebabs, Mark. And practicing obviously your pitching and batting to try and score points and stop your opponent from doing the same.
Then from that one, we're on to Archery Club, and this is something you do know about.
I did. I used to be in an archery club for a little while. Yep, my missus bought me a bow and arrow for a wedding present, actually. And it was good. It was quite fun. Yeah, I kind of just didn't have the time in the end. We just had our first little one at the time, and life got in the way, but it was good.
Yeah, it's not often you have to like change your nappy and then fire off a couple of arrows.
No, exactly. It was a good stress reliever, that's for sure.
That one does actually feature multiplayer, so if you want to be joined by a friend, you can do that in local co-op or competitive mode.
Yeah, there are a variety of venues to shoot from, a number of different game modes, and new pieces that you can find to strengthen your bow.
Yeah, one of the locations is like City Bridge. It's a bit worrying.
Yeah, it's the Golden Gate Bridge by the looks of it, isn't it? So yeah, that's quite interesting. Have they got a permit to close that off?
So do I.
Safety first.
Next up, we've got Driving World Aspen, and it's first of 2 Driving World games, so we'll do those kind of together. And it's also the start of a few simulation games. And I actually spoke to someone on Twitter the other day about one of these, because I was inquiring, you know, as to what it was all about and if it was actually worth looking into. And he assured me actually there's quite a lot of game in some of these.
Yeah.
So you've got Driving World Aspen, which is a single-player simulation sports game. There are 10 different vehicles in here. There's a day-night cycle. And it certainly goes for the more simulation style visual, I would say.
Yes, pure simulation by the looks of it. Obviously set in Aspen, so snow-based vehicles for the most part, if not exclusively.
I wonder if you can get any maple syrup.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
And the other Driving World game is the Nordic Challenge, which essentially puts you in a different location. In fact, almost the polar opposite in terms of what we've just seen there. Again, very simulation heavy, a number of different vehicles and different driving based missions to undertake.
Yeah, given the Nordic theme, you have a lot of fishing by looks of it, or maintenance jobs that you can carry out. There's a big call for, you know, these sort of simulation games, and to have the 2 different environments actually across the 2 games is quite interesting.
Yeah, and off the back you've got 4x4 dirt track, which features 75 different levels and 15 cars. Again, it goes for the realistic physics approach. There are different weather systems in here, different buggies, monster trucks, there's an army 4x4, SUVs, loads of different vehicles that supposedly have ultra realistic suspension, and again has a physics model that it follows. Now this one is only single player, which is a bit of a disappointment for me, but yeah, this is by far the cheapest this one's going to have been.
Then we have Bridge Builder Adventure, much like the game we mentioned earlier, Build a Bridge, that physics based idea of trying to create a solid structure and getting your vehicles across it. This one's set in a fantasy world. You need to collect keys to progress against each of the stages, and there are special powers and power ups that you can collect too.
Yeah, there are over 60 different levels, a nice little pick up and play loading game, and it's just 696 megs.
We also have Carnage Battle Arena, which is like a voxel based, I don't know, Carmageddon, I guess in some respects, Destruction Derby from back in the day. I'll be honest, any game that puts the word Carnage in its title I'll give it props.
Yeah?
Do you remember Chili Con Carnage on the PSP?
No.
Very mediocre game, but love that title.
Yeah, this one's got 82 different vehicles in it, loads of different game modes, and there are loads of different power-ups to find. Yeah, this could be a lot of fun. I do wish this had multiplayer. It's another one where I think 2-player split screen would have been perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mentioned the simulator games that I was chatting to the person on Twitter about. These were the ones that they were playing. So we've got a couple here in the same series. We've got City Driving Simulator, which literally lets you control different vehicles that you would find in a city, such as a bus, like a public bus, someone's nice Porsche by the looks of it, and a delivery van. And you just literally carry out little missions around town trying to follow all of the rules.
I do like the fact that one of the vehicles, a big Arctic lorry, is called Wesco and is in blue, white and red. If you live in the UK, you'll know what that's a reference to. But yeah, very clever. I like that.
Nice, as does.
There we go, he's got it.
You've also got the sequel, which is City Driving Simulator 2. And again, it's more of the same types of things, same missions, but maybe just, bigger and better.
More Wesco for a start.
More Wesco. Okay, the final three then. First one, we've got Street Racing Tokyo Rush, not Drift. It features circuit races, sprinting. It does feature drifting, so I'm pleased to see that in there. And there is a free roam mode as well, so you can just go around, drifting to your heart's content.
That's what we want in Tokyo.
I'll be very happy when they finally do a sequel to, was it Midnight Run? Do you remember Midnight Run?
Midnight Run, yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Or Midnight Club.
Midnight Club,
sorry,
Midnight
yeah.
Club.
Yeah, I do remember it. Remember it well, actually. It was a good game. But yeah, this one has that, the Neo-Tokyo look to it almost, doesn't it? With the neon signs and the almost like faux futuristic feel. Looks pretty decent.
Now, I did actually genuinely grow up with a kid who used to want to be a bus driver his whole life.
Yep.
And he became a bus driver. And he's the happiest man ever.
Fulfilled his destiny.
He fulfilled his destiny. He's a London bus driver.
Yeah.
Like, you've never seen a happier man. And now, for those aspiring drivers, they can get City Bus Driving Simulator.
And also, just to prove that the 6 degrees of separation is true, your mate who wants to be a bus driver, all right?
Yeah.
Fulfills his destiny, Destiny's Child released a song called I'm a Survivor, which colloquially is known as I'm a Bus Driver. You can't make it up, can you?
You definitely can't make it up.
It just works.
I don't know what just happened.
I'm a bus driver.
Yeah, it says in the blurb that you can not sing Destiny's Child. You can have it on the radio.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But you experience the thrill of city roads as a bus driver. So there you go. Not only do you drive the buses, but you have to manage your finances as well, working out how much you're making and whether it's strategically viable for the future of your driving life. Last but not least then, we have Car Driving School Simulator. So I think we've covered off every possible vehicle-based simulator.
Yep.
And we're finishing up with a driving school. This one has a huge car collection of 30 different vehicles, realistic traffic again powered by AI, so I am really interested to see how that works. Dynamic weather, free drive mode, as well as first-person views in your cars across a number of different American states and other locations. So that is it. Let us know what your favourites were down in the comments. A big thank you to all of you that enjoy watching our content. A big thanks to QUBIC Games for sponsoring this one. Do go check out those games. Obviously, there are a couple of really nice ones in there. My personal pick would be the 4x4 off-road game.
Yeah, it's nice to see QUBIC are branching out, expanding in terms of how many of the devs they have and some of the new games that they've got. And also it's nice to see that if you own some of their previous games, you can now get a further discount on these new games.
Absolutely. Thank you to our Patreons and our members. And as always, for all things Switch, all the time, keep your Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!